3-minute video for the Macgregor 26. The video shows just about everything there is to know about this remarkable boat. I hope that you like what you see. The boat's one of the fastest, safest, and best handling of any of the tradable cruising sailboats. It's a very easy boat to learn to sail. You can learn to get from here to there reasonably well in a single afternoon. The 26 is also a very capable powerboat with speeds up to 24 miles per hour with a 50 horsepower outboard engine. Here's the boat with a reefed mainsail, sailing into a strong 20-mile-per-hour wind. Try this with any other sailboat. It's not the fastest ski boat in the world, and you'll never pull a crowd, but you can have a lot of fun. Unlike most of the waterbound sailboats that are limited to their local waters, these boats can easily be trailered behind most standard cars to any lake, river, or ocean. The mast is light, and you can just put it up there like this. Or you can use the mast raising system. It's so easy that even a youngster can do it. Rigging and launching takes about 10 minutes. Look how low the boat sits on the trailer, lower than any competitor. It can be floated off the trailer without drowning your car. After launching, a valve is opened and 1,500 pounds of water fills the ballast tank. This added weight provides the self-righting stability and the performance of a conventional keel. Coming back, the boat's driven onto its trailer. This is as simple as it looks. After the boat comes out of the water, the valve is opened and gravity drains the 1,500 pounds of ballast. This keeps the boat light for easy trailering. The boat draws only 9 inches of water, and you can run it right up on the beach. This is the cruising spinnaker. It's colorful and fun to fly. When sailing downwind or across the wind, it adds a lot of speed. The weather-tight cabin provides 3 large double berths. The rear berth is larger than a king-size bed. You have to spend a lot more money to find these accommodations in a powerboat. There's a fully enclosed head, a full galley, and a 48-quart removable ice chest. This is the king-sized rear berth. The dinette converts to a 3rd double berth. The boat will sleep 6 comfortably. This is a big crowd, but it is possible. The optional sunshade can be left in place for powering and sailing. Even with the water tank empty, it's far more stable than most boats of its size. We pulled the boat over with the tank full. It takes 120 pounds on the mast to hold it down like this. When the mast is released, the boat rights itself. The solid foam flotation keeps the boat afloat when flooded. It won't sail fast this way, but it beats swimming. Here we see a very fast cabin cruiser. Without the 1,500 pounds of water ballast, this thing really goes under power. When it blows hard, you need less sail. Here it's sailing with just the mainsail. This is the furling system for either the jib or the Genoa. You can make a perfect match between the amount of sail that you have up and the strength of the wind. Notice that the sail shape is really good no matter how much sail you have rolled out. Watch how closely the boat sails into the wind and how easily it tacks. We build this boat in one of the most modern and efficient plants in the industry. We've built 35,000 sailboats over the last 26 years. Here's the finished hull being pulled from its mold. Notice the high gloss and the molded in accent stripes. Here are the fiberglass pieces that make up the boat. The rudders, hatches, and other small parts are at the bottom right. Then comes the deck liners, the deck, the hull liner, and the hull, still in its mold. After all the hardware is installed on the hull and deck, the 2 finished parts are joined. Here the boat's being set on its trailer. We build our own trailers. After going through a rigorous inspection, the boat's rolled out. At peak production, a boat comes out every 2 hours. These boats represent just a few days' production. We'll finish this introduction with a few pleasant scenes that give you an idea of what the Macgregor 26 is all about. Entering the cabin, the galley's on the left, and the fully enclosed head is behind the door on the right. Unlike most of its competitors, this boat has full standing headroom. The dinette is forward of the head, and there's a seat for two opposite the dinette table. The cushions and carpet can be removed. The rest is polished fiberglass, and you can squirt down the interior with a hose without risk of hurting anything. Many small boats have fabric permanently bonded to the insides of the hulls and decks. These present serious mildew problems. Make sure it's removable. This is the front double berth. Note also that there's no interior woodwork. Woodwork means work for you. The rear berth is a full 7'3" by 6'6", a full king-size bed. This is rare in any boat. There's full sitting headroom over a large area of this berth. This is the head, the fully enclosed head. Most other small sail and power boats have a head tucked under a bunk. A slight amount of imagination will bring vivid pictures of how awful these things are to use when others are on the boat, particularly when they're sleeping. It's essential to have four walls and a good solid door. The cockpit's self-bailing. The seats are comfortable and big enough for sleeping outside or for sunbathing. Wheel steering is standard. It's a far more natural way to steer than a tiller and takes up a lot less room in the cockpit. The captain's seat hinges out of the way for access to the motor and for boarding. This is way better than climbing over the edge of the boat. This shows the cockpit cushions. The captain's seat is now closed for safety and for providing the captain with a place to sit and steer. The open transom is neat for getting on the boat when it's on the trailer. This cable secures the seat in the open position. The boat powers well even with the mast up. No one will expect to see a sailboat to flash by like this. With this speed, you can really cover distance and get to places that you could never reach with a conventional sailboat. We now have a very fast sedan cabin cruiser. The mast and sails were left at home. There are no power boats on the market anywhere near the price that have the accommodations and comfort of this boat. Unless you have a very deep V, relatively unstable powerboat hull, speeds of more than 24 or 25 miles an hour mean a lot of pounding and general discomfort, if there's any rough water at all, and they eat gas like hogs. Most cruising powerboats and most exotic umpteen-million-dollar yachts are limited to speeds in the low 20s. The owners do not want to take the beating resulting from higher speed. 20 on the water feels like 80 on land. By limiting the engine to 50 horsepower, fuel usage is manageable. The engine can be hand-started. And this is a biggie when the battery dies. The stresses in the hull are limited, and the boat can be lighter so as not to sacrifice sailing performance. The boat gives you your own private island, and you can take it to any lake, river, or ocean.